Now we are going to discuss the transcendental teachings of Prahlada Maharaj once again. This is the part 3, and we are continuing from where we left off last time. That is at the place where we can progress by hearing, and the best way to remember the Lord is chanting in this age of Kali Yuga. Moving on, Prahlada Maharaj in his teachings, he he speaks a lot about sense gratification and karma. So there is one reference which is Srimad Bhagavatam 2:3. 10. So akamaha sarva kamo va moksha kama udarathihi tivrena bhakti yogena yajetaha purusham param. So a person who has broader intelligence, whether he be full of all material desire, without material desire, or desiring liberation, must by all means worship the whole, the personality of Godhead. So people who have narrow-minded intelligence, they only attempt for sense gratification in this material world. They don't attempt for anything else. And the one definition of karma has been given, that what the materialists do to get material happiness, sukham hi tucham, that is called karma. So karma in the material world means sense gratification only. So people aren't educated. This thing we have to understand. I mean, they may be educated materially, they may be educated in the places which are the hub of studying technology, commerce, medicine, etc. So they may be educated materially, but as far as the spiritual knowledge is concerned, that we are not supposed to just have sense gratification, but we are supposed to make a higher connection with the Supreme Lord. This education people don't have, so we have to educate them. So Prabhupada said that I did not come to take something from you, I came to give something to you. So when Prabhupada went to UK at that time, he said that your British people, when they came to India, they took away everything, but they forgot one thing, which is a jewel, which is like the best among everything that they took. They forgot it and went away. I came to give that, and that is Bhagavad Gita. So that's what he said. And there is also one more verse in Srimad Bhagavatam 5:5-4. That is Nunam pramattaha kurte vikarma yad indriya pritaya aprinoti na sadhu manye yata atmanoyam asannapi klesha dasha dehaha. That when a person considers sense gratification the aim of life, he certainly becomes mad after materialistic living and engages in all kinds of sinful activity. He does not know that due to his past misdeeds, he has already received a body which, although temporary, is the cause of his misery. Actually, the living entity should not have taken on a material body, but he has been awarded the material body for sense gratification. Therefore, I think it not befitting an intelligent man to involve himself again in the activities of sense gratification, by which he perpetually gets material bodies one after another. So again, sense gratification is being condemned here by Rishabhadeva, who is none other than the Supreme Lord. He is teaching this to his sons. So Prahlad was saved by the Lord, and in Bhagavad Gita 9.31, the Supreme Lord mentions this point, that he asks Arjuna to declare, that you declare, Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati, my devotees will never perish. So and Prahlad didn't get affected by the Asura children, and he influenced them. This is again another teaching, another lesson of Prahlad Maharaj, from Prahlad Maharaj, that we are not supposed to get influenced by people who are like asuras. We are supposed to influence them, not get influenced by them. So when Prabhupada was young at that time, the thought came that how about sending Srila Prabhupada to England, so to London. So this proposal came, and Gaur Mohan De, Srila Prabhupada's father, he declined it. He said ki, no, I don't want my son to go to England and London or whatever and get influenced by the Englishmen. So this is mentioned in the Prabhupada Leelamrita, and it was also written there that now Srila Prabhupada was going there not to influence, not to be influenced by them, but to influence them. So he is going there to change them, not to be changed by them. So Prahlada Maharaj had this spiritual knowledge. Srila Prabhupada had this spiritual knowledge. This knowledge is very powerful, and it's like a pyre. Pyre is the place where the place where the body is burned at the time of the funeral. So all the past sins and mistakes are burned up by this pyre of spiritual knowledge. So it all depends on the way of our work, what we do, what we don't do. So to cultivate this spiritual knowledge, we are supposed to read these scriptures, Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita. We are supposed to read these scriptures, and if we don't want to cultivate the knowledge, then we can go to the hellish planets by reading some mundane books and applying those faulty principles in our life, which don't have any meaning at all, and which will not lead to any sort of growth, any sort of development in the life. So so people are very blind to spiritual knowledge, and that is why they are focusing more on the material life, and they are coming to colleges, going out, earning money, but it is like, actually the thing is that people who are earning more money, they have more health issues than other people. So sense gratification is again, they are earning money for that, but they are getting more health issues only. So the money which they earn is going there for the hospital charges because of the health issues. So this is again because people are blind to spiritual knowledge. They want more money because they don't know that money is like a fickle thing. The more you run behind it, the more it will run away from you, and it will never. Money is a thing that arthanam arjane dukkham. When we earn it, also we get distress. We earn it by taking a lot of stress, which is a cause of distress for us. Arjitanam cha rakshane, even protecting the money, investing in gold, stock, saving in the bank and all, that is all problems, because fraud can happen at any moment. Money can go at any moment. The bank can close at any moment. So aye dukkham vaye dukkham, when it comes also it is distress because of the stress that we take. And vaye dukkham, when it goes also it is sadness, because we don't want to lose the money, so we want to make profit. So dikarthan kashta sanshatan. So again, why we need to waste so much endeavor on money? We can use our time for spiritual knowledge, cultivation of spiritual knowledge, which actually can give us the maximum return. So now this is again, there is another reference that Shrotavyadini Rajendra Nirnam Santi Sahasrashaha Apashyatam Atmatattvam Griheshu Grihamedinam. So the Grihamedis who are just attached to materialistic householders, they don't have any proper bona fide sense of understanding about spiritual knowledge, and they just waste their time. Apashyatam Atma Tattvam. Apashyatam is they know everything, but yet they don't see anything. Atma Tattvam, the soul, the tattva or the knowledge about the soul. So Nrinam Santi Sahasrasha. They have like thousands and thousands of topics to discuss on. Ki what happened on this. So insecurity, many topics to discuss upon. So Griheshu Grihamedinam. The Grihamedis or the attached materialistic householders, they are into such things. So now how to get peace of mind? What to do? So Bhagavad Gita 5.29 Bhoktaram Yagne Tapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram Suhridam Sarvabhutanam Nyatva Mam Shantim Richati. So we should understand that we are not the enjoyer. First of all, we have to know, and this is the Bhagavad Gita 5.29. So we should be in full consciousness of the Lord, knowing the Lord to be the ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifices and austerities, and the Supreme Lord of all planets and demigods, and the benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities. Then only we can attain peace from the pangs of material miseries. Next is again Prahlada Maharaj is again saying that we don't need to be attached to the body. This is again one teaching of Prahlada Maharaj, that no matter how much ever we get attached to the body, in the body there is nothing except the flesh, bone, bile, mucus, veins, blood, etc. So inside the bag it is very horrible. Outside the bag it is very great looking, very branded bag. Like that it is. Our body is like that bag. So yeah, so we have this aham mameti, or the I, me and mine, the false sense of ego, and that is why we care more about this body. So this impedes Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness means that you should give up all the anarthas. This is false ego. False ego is one of the anarthas. We should give this up. So chanting, hearing and eating in Krishna consciousness, all the problems of life can be solved. This is again another lesson which we can learn from this. So Prahlada Maharaj is from a Daitya family, and now the question comes that who can actually follow this process of bhakti. There is one verse, Srimad Bhagavatam 2:4-18, that Kiratahunandra Pulindra Pulkasha Abhira Shumbha Yavanakha Sadayah Yenye cha Papa Yadapashraya Shuddyanti Tasmai Prabha Vishnave Namaha. So Kirata, Huna, Andhra, Pulinda, Pulkasha, Abhira, Shumbha, Yavana, members of the Khasa races and even others addicted to sinful acts can be purified by taking shelter of the devotees of the Lord due to His being the supreme power. I beg to offer my respectful obeisances unto Him. So this is the greatness of the Supreme Lord, that He allows every person. He doesn't care about the Varna, Jati, etc. Because He says in the Gita that He Himself has created these things. So He will according to the guna and karma, so according to the activities and the qualities, so He will be the person who is going to accept them, because He only created them. So now moving forward, Prahlada Maharaj is an example of Smaranam. There are 9 levels of 9 processes of devotional service: Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnohu, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atmanivedanam. Out of this, Prahlada Maharaj is an example of Smaranam, because whatever happened, he always remembered the Supreme Lord, and he is one of the Mahajans. So Swayambur, Narada, Shambhu, Kumaro, Kapilo, Manuhu, Prahlado, Janako, Bhishmo, Balir, Vyasakir, Vayam. 5-year-old Prahlada Maharaj is the youngest Mahajan out of those 12, because the 5 Kumaras, they looked 5-year-old, but they were much older. Prahlada Maharaj was 5-year-old. So yeah. And Vasudev Datta, who is an incarnation of Prahlada Maharaj in Chaitanya Leela, he is not different from Prahlad himself. And just like Prahlada Maharaj prayed to Narsimha Dev that please take all these people around me who are suffering in the punks of this material world, please take them back to you and your abode. Similarly, Vasudev Dutt is also praying to Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with a higher mood that please take everybody from each Brahmanda, please take all the innumerable souls back to you, and all their sinful reactions, please give it to me. I will suffer them, but please take them back. So this is what he's saying. So again, as we said earlier, that birth is not important to decide a devotee. So for example, the son of a high court judge cannot claim that I am the son of a high court judge, hence I am also a high court judge. It cannot be like that. That person has to have the qualification so that he can have the same profession as his father. Just because he is the son of the father who is a high court judge doesn't mean that he also can become a high court judge. He needs to have the qualification, he needs to have the degree in law. Similarly, even the son of a Brahmana cannot claim to be a Brahmana unless and until he has the qualifications like his father has. So again, 4.13, as we mentioned, Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam gunakarma vibhagashah tasya kartaram apimam vidya kartaram avyayam. So the Supreme Lord only created these living beings according to the guna and karma, the qualities and the activities. So the modes of action, the qualities and the activities. So why will he not accept them? So he is the person who created, so he will accept them. So thus birth is not a deciding factor. Everybody is considered to be everybody is welcomed in this process of devotional service. Whoever wants to come can come. And again, so again this 7.9.43 and 44 are also there. So Naivodvije Paradurutye Vaitaranyas Twadvirya Gayana Mahamrita Magna Chittaha Shoche Tato Vimukha Chetasa Indriyartha Maya Sukha Bharam Udvahato Vimodhan. That, O best of the great personalities, I am not at all afraid of material existence, for wherever I stay I am fully absorbed in thoughts of your glories and activities. My concern is only for the fools and rascals who are making elaborate plans for material happiness and maintaining their families, societies and countries. I am simply concerned with love for them. And in the next verse, he also says that, my dear Lord Narasimhadeva, I see that there are many saintly persons indeed, but they are interested only in their own deliverance. So yes, and not caring for the big cities and towns, they go to the Himalayas or the forest to meditate with the vows of silence, Mauna Vrata. They are not interested in delivering others. As for me, however, I do not wish to be liberated alone, leaving aside all these poor fools and rascals. I know that without Krishna consciousness, without taking shelter of your lotus feet, one cannot be happy. Therefore, I wish to bring them back to shelter at your lotus feet. So yeah, again, Vasudev Datta, as we spoke earlier, is not different from Prahlada Maharaj. And we have to hear the Lord's instructions, as Prabhupada is saying. Then only we can see Him. Because, for example, if I am hearing about a great personality, I know his glories, then I can understand actually who he is. But if I just see him without hearing about him, then I will think that he is just an ordinary person just like me. But I should hear about him, that he is the CEO of this, he is the president of this country, he is the he or she is something. So then only I can understand who the person is. And again, God or the Supreme Lord doesn't want to show himself as foolish people just to deride him. So avajananti mamuda. So God is the rays of the sun and moon. He says that the Supreme Lord says in the Bhagavad Gita that He is the rays of the sun and moon. So we have seen Him, and He is the taste in water. So we have seen Him. He is present everywhere and He created everything. We are seeing these things. The Supreme Lord is in these things. So we are seeing the Supreme Lord actually. So it's a causal effect that everything has been created by the Supreme Lord. We have come here because we are stuck and we have to go back in following the footsteps of Prahlada Maharaj and other devotees. So all this thing has been created by the Lord only. So this is a causal effect. Causal effect means that, let's say that you are going to your friend's house and over there you find that the bed is extremely properly arranged. There is a glass of milk, there is a glass of warm water, the place for you to keep your luggage and your cupboard is, everything is empty and everything. So somebody has done it. Either your friend or so your friend has done this particular thing. So it's not that the glass of milk, the water came by itself and the cupboards got emptied by themselves, the bed got cleaned by itself. It didn't happen. So somebody has done it. Similarly, this creation of this entire world also somebody has done, and that is the Supreme Lord. So Krishna provides for and takes care of devotees. This we learn from Prahlada Maharaj's life, that whenever we find that there is a scarcity somewhere, especially for a great devotee, Krishna provides it if it is good for the devotee. So ananyas chintayanto mam ye janaha paripasate tesham nityabhayuktanam yogakshemam vahamyam. These are the this is the thing. So the Supreme Lord provides for millions of jivas who are residing in millions and millions of brahmandas, who are in the lowest species of life. So why will He not provide for His great devotees? So this thing we should understand. And Krishna ensures that there is no scarcity in any field for His devotee if that particular thing is good for the devotee. So this thing we learn from Prahlada Maharaj, and so this was the end of teachings of Prahlada Maharaj, part 3. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams, Jai Srila Prabhupada.